Hello, hello. All right. So a question here. Hello, Mark. I like this question. It's just short and to the point. Hello, Mark. Please enlighten me. Share with me something that I don't know that's very powerful and helping me change my life. Okay. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. All right. So here's something powerful I'm going to share with you that'll change your life. Your life does not change because you have not changed. You know what that means? Our lives, what we live in a storybook world. Literally, a story. I have to make this simple because the more simplistic it is, the better you can comprehend it. If you can comprehend this, then you can implement it. Implementation will lead to your habits, actions, then create a new reality. So, look at a storybook. What are stories? We call them fiction. Well, I got news for you. We have non-fiction and we have fiction books, right? But in this world you live in, everything is fiction. Non-fiction doesn't exist. And the reason why non-fiction does not exist is because there are multiple and infinite realities which have different outcomes for every situation possible. Hence, everything is a story. So when you go to bed at night, every person tells themselves a story when they go to bed at night. You do. Well, you may be saying to me, I don't tell myself a story because I go to sleep and I fall asleep. But your subconscious is making up a story. And whenever your subconscious makes up a story, it writes your personality or your personal reality. When it writes your personal reality, you're going to act it out. And when you act it out, because when you act stuff out, when you do stuff, you create an energy. When you create energy, you create a vibration. You create a vibration, you touch the particles. The particles now create reality. So I say it again. Your reality will not change until you change. And what do you mean, how do you change? You change by the way you think about yourself and what stories you tell yourself. Basically, what is the inner map of your dialogue and your thoughts? What do you go to bed an optimist or do you go to bed a pessimist? Do you wake up open for new opportunities or do you wake up and say, damn, I got to do this today? Those are all stories. And your subconscious sits back like this and watches the story you're telling it. And whatever story you are focusing on the most, that is going to become your physical world. That shocks you. If it does shock you, then that's good because maybe you'll start to change. So, your subconscious, it's not a guy that has empathy for you. It's not a guy that has a heart. It's a program. It's a computer. Similar. Like you could go to if you go to your computer or your laptop and you install a program, and the program you install, you're like, man, I don't like the way this program's running. Do you sit there and you talk to the computer and say, man, listen, I don't like this program. Can you stop doing that, please? Can you stop making all these files? Can you stop typing so fast? Can you stop processing all this stuff? Your computer is just going to keep processing and processing. Your words are going to be in vain. It's the same way with your subconscious. You just can't tell your subconscious, hey, subconscious, can you stop doing this, please? I don't want to live this life of lack. I don't want to be in this self-sabotage and stuff. I don't want this to happen. Whenever you say those stuff, I don't want, your subconscious is so logical. It says, I don't want means I want. It's going to give you more of that. So if you want to change the story in your subconscious, you got to do it like you do it in your computer. So if you have your computer and you says, you know what, I don't like this program here. I'm gonna go take this program out. What do? You go buy a new file, you put a new program, you install it, it reboots. Voila! It's the same thing with your subconscious. You have to install new programs. You install new programs, and let me tell you the simplest way you install a program in your subconscious is by telling yourself a new story. If you tell yourself the version you'd like to experience, the person you'd like to become, if you pretend and tell yourself and you visualize yourself like that, then you will see a new version of you. It will start to literally come into your life, just like everything else comes into your life. Some things come into your life by design. The design means by you. Something comes into your life by default. Default is the subconscious operating on what you don't want. Anytime, you'd always want to get from a default state to a design state. You always want to do that because your default state, unfortunately, is a story, lack, struggle, insecurity, victim, difficult, not believing in myself, can't do it, have to seek validation from people, da 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 da. Someone brought up a very interesting point. In the comment here, Quan says, children naturally know how to imagine. No one teaches them to do it. You were a child once. But let me show you something deep. It's a great point here, Quan. You naturally knew how to imagine. But guess what happened? When you entered the school system, they started to teach you not to imagine. Let that sink in. You start to take away your power. Have you even think about that, man? Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I want you to go write this down because this is going to change your life very, very profoundly. And if you write down what I'm going to say to you right now, and you look at it, and then when you look at it, what I want you to do, when you look at this, I want you to think about everything you did in your life. And you're going to do the opposite. So here's what I'm going to teach you right now. Everything you have learned by the system is political, school, educational, government, whatever structure. It's designed backwards. It's backwards. It's not the correct way. Okay? Perfect point. Someone says, when you were a kid, did anybody teach you to imagine stuff? You came out of your womb, you went right to work. But when you go to school, they teach you to not imagine. What do they tell you when you go to school? Hey, Bobby, Billy, Mark, stop daydreaming and do your lesson. No. I don't want you to play with your imaginary friend right now. I want you to go solve this problem here. Come on now, we got to be critical thinkers. What is A after A? What is 2 plus 2? How do you solve this equation? No, it's not what you feel. It's what you think, and I'm telling you. You move up from that level, go into high school, take you to the next level. If you go to college, they take you to the next level. Once you get to college, they teach you now to become like a bot. Now you become like a robot. And now you're learning with the left hemisphere of your brain, which is the logical construction thinking part of the brain, and then you're not using the right hemisphere of your brain, which is your creative, conscious part of the mind. People, you have to understand that it's all a story, man. I'm just telling you. Yeah, they basically teach you to stop playing. Life is a game. It's a kid's game. Let me tell you, if you want to master this game, you're going to have to become a kid again in the mental onset. That's how I did this stuff. I went back to a kid's mind. What is it? Okay, what's a kid's mind? Notice kids' minds. I'm going to show you something kids' minds. Number one, a kid never goes to bed worrying. Do you have a child that he goes to bed and he says, well, Mom, I don't know about tomorrow. What if the stock market goes down? How am I going to get this, Mom? How am I going to eat, Mom? Where am I going to go, Mom? The kid goes to bed, even if times look tough, the kids still go to bed chilling and cool. Kid gets up in the morning, wants to play, want to have a good time. The kid loves to imagine. The kid believes practically anything you tell a kid. You say, you know what? You're going to be the best bike rider. You're going to learn to do this. The kid says, yeah, I am. Okay. The kid doesn't say, how do you know I'm going to be the best? I haven't seen too many people being the best. See that? The kid hasn't developed the constructive thinking yet. When you develop constructive thinking, it takes you away from your true source. And this is the game of the universe. Like I said, that's correct. Why is the universe rigged in my favor? So you got to go back to the kid level. You got to use the imagination. You got to stop judging and stop seeing things with faults and things. Just see things just they are. It's fun. It's a story. I'm going to tell my story this way. And this is the life I expect to live. And I don't care what the current reality is. It's going to change because I just learned through quantum mechanics and through the subconscious mind that reality works this certain way. And I'm going to implement it. And I'm going to see the results. And that's what's going to happen in your life. So again, the question someone asked me was, Mark, enlighten me on something that I don't know, I need to know. You are telling stories every day, so you have to start to tell a different story. It's really that simple. We are creatures of habits. Everything comes into our life by the emotion we put out, the way we think, and the way we talk, and what we expect. Every single person expects something to happen. You may say, well, I don't expect it. You do expect it because subconsciously it's hidden inside of you. Everything you get in your life, and you're experiencing in your life, you either expect it consciously, that means you are aware and thinking about it, or you expect it unconsciously by your emotions and habits that you aren't totally aware of, or your self-sabotaging tendencies. We all gonna expect it, and that's the proof is in the pudding to show you how reality works. If reality didn't work that way, then you wouldn't get what you don't expect. You wouldn't get what you don't want. Most of us, we manifest what we don't want a lot easier, right? And then you say to yourself, well, Mark, why does I manifest what I don't want easier, but I can't manifest what I want easier? Because of the story. This dominant story is what we don't want. So our subconscious creates it. And you can see it, for example, I used to see it in my life. I used to manifest what I don't want, and it used to pop into my world. And that's the example of quantum mechanics. That's the example of how reality works. It is based on our perception, our interpretation, how we feel. It sends fields of energy. It's called electromagnetic energy that makes up all the entire multiverse, right? And it's going to bring us back. It's going to bring stuff back to us that we put out. But to us, it's going to come in physical stuff, right? It's going to come in people. It's going to come in situations. It's going to come in problems. It's going to come in how you feel and all that. But I have good news for you, though. I have great news for you. Now that you've learned that we're all storytellers, right? You know something about the multiverse, the universe, how it works? When the universe starts flipping in your favor, when it gets good, it gets real good. It gets overflowing good. You know this because when it gets bad, it gets real bad. It just keeps adding on each other. That's the universe. It's going to give you it's an equal opportunity. What do they say? Equal opportunity employer. The universe is an equal opportunity employer. So you can go on each side if you want. So if you don't like the where you're at right now, just switch to the abundance side of the universe, multiverse. You switch to the abundance side by telling you a story about yourself. So let me teach you now and show you the easiest way to get your story started. The most powerful way for you to start your story. First let me say this. Most critical point, the most powerful point to manifest anything is bedtime. When you're about to sleep. It's more powerful than when you're waking up and you're visualizing and you're doing your affirmation. Anything you're going to do while you're getting ready to sleep is going to have the most powerful impact in your life. Does anybody know why? Okay. The reason is, when you're going to sleep, all the facets of the mind start to wire down. The conscious mind and the critical divide starts to slow down processing power. They start now to get rest. And then subconscious comes awake. Well, subconscious is awake 24/7, by the way. Your subconscious never sleeps. But your subconscious becomes more heightened alert. Now your subconscious is looking rather than accepting. Now it's looking for a new story. So when you go to bed, the easiest thing for you to do when you go close your eyes, man, you fall asleep. Why don't you go into your imagination and see like a place to see your new self. See, like, pretend like you're there, you have it. Pretend you, just go do it when you go to bed. And your subconscious is going to update that stuff, man. And then it's going to start the new story in the morning when you get up. And if you do that for a while, your whole life is going to change. Majority of people, when they go to bed at night, they're programmed and wired to think about what they don't want. They're programmed for worrying because they have to look forward to the next day or next week and upcoming stuff. That doesn't exist, guys. There's no thing as the past, the future. Listen, the past doesn't exist anymore. People say, well, Mark, I got to accept my past. I got to make peace with... No, stop doing that. You don't need to make peace. You don't need to accept the past, people. It doesn't exist anymore. It's a memory. What you can do from the past is learn. Learn from the past means that, oh, that thing happened, but it just happened. I'm not that anymore. I'm this. You don't have to revisit the past. Try to fix the past. Because you're fixing something that doesn't exist. It's not there anymore. Most people think about today's events. That's your brain is wired like that. But if you go to bed every night and you do that, starts thinking like that, you're going to tell a new story. And then watch how your life will change. I'll give you, if you do this in 1 month, you will see more changes than you've ever seen in like 20 years of your life. I can make that guarantee on this live. The rule of the game, the less you do, the more you get. Less means the mental structure, not the physical pushing stuff. Mental is less because it doesn't take a lot to do the mental work. In the universe, less is more. Okay, remember that. Alright guys, so that is something that I can enlighten you with, and you can see great results. See you next time.